Hello class, my name is Michael Hansen and I'm going to be discussing with you through a YouTube video of some of my reflections about the actual research project that we're all working on. Kind of was blessed today to have a snow day because I live in Nightdale near Raleigh, and with all the snow and ice and everything they canceled class, so I didn't have to go to work today. So I was able to now get caught up on my UNCW work. So to begin, on chapter 5, Hendricks talked about inquiry data, and this is the data for using gathering information from participants about their knowledge, belief, past experience, feelings, opinions, or perceptions about a certain topic. So what I started to do was interview a few of my colleagues at my job. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Last the last person I interviewed was my math department chair. Her name and she's been teaching for 29 years. 14 and a half of them was in the high school. And some of the criteria that Hendricks talked about was listen more, talk less, which I felt like I don't really need to worry about because since, as you know, if all of us are teachers, we have a lot to say. So when I was interviewing her, I really didn't get too much to say into her. So because she loves to talk, which I don't mind, but she gave me some good insight of some of the questions I asked. And two of the questions I asked her was, can you share personal experience in working towards improving attendance? For those you don't know and maybe read my topic, I'm exploring and researching on improving attendance and how it also relates to keeping kids in the classroom to do well in school on their performances. The next question I asked her was for some of the factors and reasons that she thinks that are keeping kids out of school or missing school. And she gave me a lot of her personal experience, which is very, very enlightening. Had me really, really listen to every word that she was saying about some of the kids that she used to help, some of the kids that what she used to do to get, because she was from that community. Nash Community College is where I work, is in Rocky Mount, and she really, really was have a passion for helping students. Some of the other criteria again Hendricks talked about was follow up with on what the interview says. Again, in that the asked the interview to provide stories. Like I said, she provided many, many stories. One story I would like to say is one person student missed class because they didn't have the book or the funding, so they didn't see the point of going to class without the book, notebook, pencils, all the kinds of. They just didn't have the money to do it. So she took it upon herself, called the person, and got the person to come to class. We provided a lender book for her. I think we had an extra book to lend the person. We gave them pencils, paper, all that kind of stuff. And it was just kind of sad to hear that just simple things like books and things will keep students, thinking not to come to class from that. So that was one of the enlightenment things that she said that can help. Then some of the other categories was avoid leading questions, keep interviews focused, and ask for specific details. Now this was sometimes a little bit difficult because keeping my math department chair focused on a topic, it was kind of hard to tell her to stay back on track, but because the stories were so good and she was kind of going off, I think she was more like venting on certain things, which was fine again. But this was one of the criteria that Hendry was talking about, and do not reinforce interviews responses. The second thing that Hendricks talked about that I'm going to also incorporate into my lessons is doing a survey, and I'm going to have a link after this for you to view that I'm going to be sending out to some of the students that's taking math developmental courses. And the two questions I'm going to ask, because the criteria for this is ensure that the survey questions are aligned with the research project, test the survey before administering it to the participants, keep the survey brief and to the point, And don't ask questions that are unrelated to your primary or secondary response questions. So that's from Hendricks on page 116. So I'm only asking two questions to the students. It's going to be through email. One of the questions is going to be, in order for students to be successful at Nash Community College, how would you rank the importance of the following choices? And some of the choices I have is time management, technology in the classroom, good quality instructions, multiple choice tests, online courses, being organized, above average attendance, and eating healthily and don't procrastinate. The second question, I'm going to pull it up, that I'm going to ask them, because I want to know their perspective on, what are the biggest factors and reasons students don't attend. So it couldn't be not them, it could be their friends or whatever. So again, some of the choices, and I'm going to have them to rank their top 5 choices. Don't like the instructor, personal reasons, work conflict, I'm a self-learner, students, the instructor will not notice that I'm not there, transportation, lack of sleep or oversleeping, poor quality and clarity of lectures, attendance is not recorded or required as part of my grade, health reasons, and lack of money for school supplies. So these are the 2 data collecting tools I'm going to be using in my research project. Thank you.